This time on Freedom Garage, where we have the freedom to do whatever we want, we got the Mercury Zephyr in the garage, and we're going to be doing some power steering part swapping. Getting rid of that leaky, brand new power steering rack. We got a new one coming tomorrow, so we got to get this one out so we can give that one back to a core. I just put it in, 5.2 of 22 I wrote on there. So that's great. Leaking already. Got the Bronco area cleaned out. I'm gonna go ahead and try to weasel that out of here so we can bring the Zephyr in, do a steering rack that's leaking now. So that's great. This here is the 83 Mercury Zephyr, bought off a guy at work. I have since buffed it out, needs the hood painted. Got new tires, painted the rims, new brakes, new brake line, fuel tank, needs a little body work there. Pulled out the rear quarter. It was smashed and hitting in, so we just tapped that over that way. He later gave us the Zephyr emblem, that fell off. And we got the old mud flaps on there for the winter. We're about to get her in spring mode. Got the steelies and the dog dish caps. A little bit of rust down there, a little bubbly. But we got her all tuned up. And it gets like 16, 17, 18 miles a gallon. Not terrible. It's from Florida originally. It's got a 6-cylinder, automatic. Don't know why I said stick. The interior is pretty mint. Dash pad doesn't have a crack in her. Got the seat covered because it's vinyl. It's super cold in the winter. But just a couple holes in the floor, nothing too bad. Nothing my brother can't fix, you know what I mean? And today we're gonna be working on the steering rack. I ordered another new one under the old warranty. She's leaking out of the boot right there, as you can see. And there's the date from when I installed it, 5/2. Or the date I bought it, one of the two. Might need to look into that power steering line leak too. But I'm gonna be ripping this out because I got a new one coming tomorrow for me. It's a BBB Industries. And they got a 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty on her. So, and I think I've only put 5,000 miles on this since this been on the road, or 3, I don't remember. There's the old 6-cylinder. Gave it a tune-up. It ran pretty alright the day I got it. It was sitting 20-some years. Yeah, there's my last oil change. 62,000. It's got 65 on it now. So that's probably due for an oil change, although it seems to be eating or leaking. One of the two. But add a quart of fluid every now and again. It runs good though. Fires right up. See if I can reach in through. Just like that. Once she's warm, fires right up. Did the old smog delete. Got a power steering bracket. It's cracked. No big deal. AC doesn't work right now. Gotta have that Ford Motorcraft battery. Maxus is solid running car. And first step, we're gonna take off these center caps with this lady foot, something. I don't know the real name. Put your glove on the lady finger. Do the other side. Rip these lug nuts off here, ditch some wheels so we can get the tie rods off. Alright, bust these nuts loose. And I swear, I spent more time looking for the wrench I just had, or the tool I just had, yesterday, than I do working on the whole dang car. Just feeling the alignment here. There's a little bit of cupping. I know it can't be the alignment because I did that myself. So I would say cornering at speeds with these little guys just folds that sidewall over and rubs on that edge and starts to feather it a little bit. So that's good enough for me. We'll rotate them side to side, help with that wear. Here we got those new calipers, new rotors. I don't remember if I put new pads in it or not, but I think I did. New hoses. That might be the only original brake line left on it. It was pretty good. I think I'm gonna try and lower the front of this. I might be cutting a coil or heating a coil someday, not today. Get that good Moog outer tie rod in. So at least that'll last longer than the next rack will. A bit tire rub at some point. Not mine. Not my problem. There's my new brake line. It's not new anymore. But it'll do. Yeah, there's the worst of the rust right there. Matching hole on the other side. But the rockers are there. You can lift it up by the pinch welds on a hoist if you got one. After you get the cotter pin out here, I already did, broke the nut free. And you gotta break this nut free for your tie rod end, which I already did. It moves like butter. Just did this less than a year ago by a month or so. So, go ahead and take this nut all the way off. That just comes off too. Again, brand new. And set that down there. And we'll give that a crack with the hammer right there, and that tie rod will fall right down. Give her a go. Easy as that. And hit it 17 times, it'll come down. I'm gonna go ahead and get the other side caught up on my own. And we're gonna rip the middle out after we drain the fluid and rip the lines off. Now the tie rod end is off here. We can count the revolutions, and get her close. So when we get the new rack, then the toe will be, you know, close enough to do with a tape measure. I got 48 turns. How many did you get? Well, at least you were close. At least you tried. Let me just take the nut off. We're gonna save that for the new rack also. And then, once we get the new rack, we'll blow that nut all the way down, and then we'll... That sounded bad. Once we get the new rack, put the new tie rods in, and count 47 turns on each side, give or take. And then the toe will be close enough for me, and I'll drive it to get a line. There are the power steering lines I gotta get off. And they never really tighten, they just got a little nylon washer type deal in there. Went ahead and took the bolts out, and took the nuts off. Bolts are still in there, just trying to pry it apart. This one was a pain in the butt to get to, way up there. Looks like it'd be the easier one, but I got the one just below it out first. So I'm just going to leave this on there, and since they don't really do anything, they kind of just move around anyway. I'll just put it on the new rack before I install the new rack. Hook that one up. Hook the pressure line up in there. Not that bad. Looks like it'd be inconvenient, but it's not terrible. And then we just make our light go out. She's got a great connection. You just pry and wiggle the rack out of there. And push some bolts back. Push that bolt back. Actually, I wanted to drop this side first to drain some fluid, but that didn't work. So we'll just use the leg. Okay. Got her kinda. Got her wedged. This power steering line. The turn line's being a little bugger. There we go. And she's out. We're ready for the new one. These things are easy. The rack is out and draining. And we got a special visitor inspector from the old shop dog here. She's making sure I'm not burning stuff down. Yeah. Now that the rack is out, just take this line off. And we'll transfer it onto the new one tomorrow when she comes into the parts store. And I believe they come with the new nylon washers there for sealing them off. See that one? That one's no good anymore. There's an O-ring in there too. That'll help her seal also. But drain this up, stand it up overnight. We'll put the new one in tomorrow. You can see right there. That's the date I installed her. 5/2 of last year. So less than a month. And she's already leaking out of this boot. It's all wet right there. Wasn't worried about it because the old power steering line's already leaking over here, but had to go and leak on the opposite side. So I knew she was junk. Can't have nothing nice. And it's got a warranty, so you might as well replace it while it's pretty new. remanufactured. I put that on there in case she voids the warranty. I don't know. Got the new rack here. Go ahead and throw that away. All they do is remanufacture them. Too old. Looks the same as the one I just put in there. Probably because they're both pretty new. I got the line, the little one. Gotta put the new nylon washer on there. Which I got right here. As my line bleeds all over the tire. And then we'll stab it in the car. Let's see if we can get her in there one shot. That one's okay. Okay. Oh yeah. Yep. Yepper. There's a little bird in there. Alright. We'll leave those loose till we get the other line started here. And we'll snug her down. Should probably put some seals on this. That would be helpful. BRB. Got the little O-ring and the little nylon. Gotta get the old nylon off. Mosquito. Hopefully PETA don't come after me. Killed that little guy. Well, come on, Meow. Nylon one on first. It's the same size. You just gotta stretch her out gently. Try not to break it, obviously. Not gonna work if it's a broken seal. Okay, just start one side. Gently work it around. Kind of threading it onto itself and it falls off. Anyway, got her on. Now, the little rubber guy goes on the tip. Oh yeah. Still getting fluid on this thing. Send her back up above the little cross member. See if we can finger start her. Something's happening. Oh yeah. She's in. Take the 11/16 socket here, or wrench, if I knew what I was doing. Tighten that bad boy. You just torque it till your elbow cracks. Oh, there we go. Move that line there. Put the return hose on. Twist this up, guys, and get at it. Should be a little 1/4 inch on this particular clamp. There we go. Brand new. So the nuts are 15/16, but Ford likes to put the size smaller behind it, so it's 7/8. I'm going to throw the wrench in on the back side. And I did bring the old gun home tonight. Speed her up. That's your steering. You don't want that coming loose. You should be able to see the other side from here. We'll just do that one too. Wham bam. Well, now that the quote hard part is done, we take our new old tie rod and we start that. And we turn it on 47 turns, I believe was the number, 47 or 48. I don't remember. So give her the old 1-2. And I'll be back when it's on. Got around 48 turns. Gave her an extra just in case. Give her all the beans on that one too. Little 3/8 wrench isn't gonna hurt nothing. But my hole's not lined up, so we gotta give her some more. And some more. I think I can work with that. Get this side all counted out. Jam her up in the spindle. Start the old nut. I'm gonna crank down the old jam nut here. Take our 7/8 wrench, or 22 mil, depends where you're from. Give that a crank, and then you're gonna pry down, straighten out your boot. Here we go. Reuse the cotter pins, save 32 cents, and she's ready to go. We'll eyeball the toe with the old tape measure. Probably not. Nope. I'll line it later. And this is pretty much done. Just got to put trans fluid into the old power steering reservoir. Start it, turn the wheel side to side, bleed the air a few times, and we should be good to go. Now we're ready to put the wheels on. I already swapped them side to side to get rid of that chop we were talking about earlier. If you got just rotate your tires once in a while. It's helpful. Saves the life of the tire. And I figured also, since we're in here, we'd check the wheel bearing for some wigglies. Tie rod ends are good. They seem fine. You wouldn't think it'd be bad in 1 year, but you wouldn't think the rack would be bad in 1 year either. So, you know, speaking of which, I should write the date back on the new one. I'll put her in the same spot as the last one. We'll do 410. That'll be close enough. Yep, I'm left-handed. Almost forgot to hook up my shaft. Well, that's never good. Oh boy. There, finally got the shaft back down on her. Then we just gotta put in the bolt and pinch. Maybe. Looks like she's playing hard to get. Turn her just a little bit. Put the old ratchet on her and run her home. There we go. Now I got her started. Got her slid on there a little too deep. Alright. I got the old 3-tooth ratchet here. Wants to fight me the whole time. Alright, I got her pretty full there. So I'm going to fire this thing up and see if she splooges. I got her pretty full because I know it's going to start sucking that into the rack as soon as she fires up. But it's a little cold-blooded without the choke working properly. We'll see how she goes. Fired right up. Oh yeah, she's low. I'm gonna go ahead and top her off. Let her chew on that. A little bit of sparklies in there. Should probably flush her. Give her a couple more left and rights and we'll be good. I'm doing it with the wheels in the air so it doesn't put as much strain on it. But I mean, you can do it on the ground. I already had it up, so I figured mazel, as Derek would say. There we go. Got my little sewing machine happy again. Locked her in. Woo. Sits a little high. Want to double check her nuts. Couple of sweet cats. Scare ya? Did it scare ya? Here's the Zephyr after I lowered it. Heated the coils on the front and did an alignment since I had to anyway. Looks much better. Tucking a little bit of tire. Turned out pretty good in my opinion. Looks pretty sweet. Much better. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed the rack replacement on the old Zephyr and the oxyacetylene lowering kit that we did on her. Those are pretty cheap to get, you know. Not on Amazon, but they'll get there. Anyway, hope you enjoyed a little bit more of a wrenching video. I like these a lot better too. A lot more fun. Next video, you're going to see me put the old disc brakes on the Fury. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She's looking freaking nice. Thanks for watching. And remember, if you don't work on your stuff, who's gonna?